as Libyan rebel forces try to dislodge the last pro-Gaddafi holdouts, they are reportedly targeting anyone who they suspect might be a foreign mercenary. ITN's Alex Thompson and his camera crew ran into a group of terrified Nigerian men who say they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Watch this.
Approaching the vast gates of Khamis base in South Tripoli. Moments later, chaos, fear, terror, as first a few, then up to 9 African men are shoved into a gatehouse, arrested by anti-Gaddafi forces.
These are Gaddafi fighters. Gaddafi fighters.
They're terrified, sweating, praying, some are crying. They're convinced they're going to be shot. They keep whispering to us, stay here with us, stay here, please. Celebratory gunfire increases their terror.
Because we are innocent. We are innocent. We are scared. We are scared.
Listen, we're gonna stay here because whilst we're here, they're not gonna do anything to these guys. Right? These 9 men insist they're just 9 young men from Nigeria who are trying to get through Africa to Italy for a better life.
At this point, the fighters' story that they were found with weapons seems suddenly to evaporate. They're let out.
If they see the women, it's okay. That's how we get out of this.
A decision to try and film their women nearby to prove they're not Colonel Gaddafi's mercenaries ends it all. They can cool off and go, but what if we hadn't been there? This is a bad time to be a black man in Libya.
All right, Alex Thompson reporting there. You saw many of those grown men in tears in fear for their life. But this has been a major problem for foreign laborers who are still in Libya. Many of them have left since the uprising began, but for those who remained, their life is full of fear right now. So I want to bring in Diana El-Tahawi to talk about this. She's a researcher on North Africa for Amnesty International, and she joins me from Tripoli right now. Diana, thanks for your time. First, just explain why there's such a confusion in Libya between mercenaries and migrant workers.
Well, since the very beginning of the conflict in February, widespread rumors, largely unfounded, that Gaddafi forces were using sub-Saharan Africans to commit the worst atrocities that were happening in the war had really dire consequences on migrant workers from sub-Saharan Africa and Libya. Many of them faced revenge attacks and other reprisals by regular Libyans as well as by armed men. In fact, yesterday I was at a hospital in Tripoli interviewing an injured man. He was Libyan, but he was a black Libyan from the Tawarga region. As I was conducting the interview, a number of men, one of them armed with a Kalashnikov rifle, barged in and took him away for questioning. When I tried to ask whether they had an arrest warrant, they said they didn't need an arrest warrant and that they were taking him to Misrata for questioning. Now, the main problem is that there are all these weapons and all these groups that are conducting arrests. It's very unclear who's arresting and detaining people. Black Africans are particularly at risk, given the rumors that they have been mercenaries. We also met a group of terrified Eritreans hiding in their home in Tripoli, afraid to go out in order not to face such reprisals. Now, they had no water, no electricity, and no food, and yet they're refusing to go out in fear of being attacked.
But this is what's fascinating about Libya, though. Beyond migrants coming into the country from elsewhere, there are people in the south of the country who are more darker-skinned, black Libyans. And is there a bit of resentment by those in the east to Muammar Gaddafi for pouring money into the south, into those predominantly black areas?
Absolutely. I mean, we've met a lot of pro-Gaddafi soldiers in detention centers now run by the opposition that are from the regions of Kofra and Sabha and Mislata, which are predominantly ethnically black Libyans. However, they've told us that their captors don't even believe that they're Libyan. They still call them mercenaries that have been brought from outside to fight their own people. Many of them have told us that the worst treatment in detention centers is reserved for people with dark skin. on account of all the rumors that they're foreign nationals who are brought in to fight, to pillage, to commit the worst atrocities against the civilian population. We, as Amnesty International, we've raised these concerns with the National Council to condemn such attacks against sub-Saharan Africans, to show the population that not all migrant workers, not all sub-Saharan Africans are mercenaries, and that they should be protected from torture or other ill treatment.